This last summer transfer window has been one of the most dramatic and entertaining windows we've seen in football history. Every "here we go" we would hear from Fabrizio would be about a signing that none of us could believe nor see coming. In this video, I will talk about what I believe to be the top 5 signings of this summer window. This ranking considers factors like price of the player, future potential, the new team's need for that player profile, and most importantly, their ability as a footballer overall. I also want to preface that Premier League transfers do dominate this list. Before anyone calls me a Prem merchant, this is the case purely because the Premier League was able to spend over £3.1 billion in this window. That's £200 million more than the other top 4 leagues combined. So, it's a given that the Prem was able to sign much better players than the other leagues. Now that that's out of the way, I want to mention a few honorable mentions that I believe were amazing transfers but couldn't crack the top 5 first. It's Tijjani Reijnders to Manchester City for £47 million. Genuinely a top footballer. With world-class technical ability, and for under £50 million he is an absolute bargain. But I don't think he drastically changes Man City's trajectory this season and doesn't compensate for Man City's greatest weakness, their transition defense. Similar to that, I also have Martin Zubimendi to Arsenal for around £65 million as an honorable mention. He will allow Declan Rice to push further forward and help Arsenal control possession in games. But I don't think his signing moves the needle for Arsenal, as they still lack offensive creation and a top-tier, out-and-out left winger, which was a greater need for Arsenal in this window than a DM. Lastly, potentially a controversial one, but Hugo Ekitike to Liverpool for £79 million just misses out on the top 5. He would be in there if it wasn't for the signing of Alexander Isak, as there is now so much uncertainty and unanswered questions regarding his development, role, and fit in the team following Isak's transfer, regardless of his elite form to start the season. Now, to start the ranking, in number 5, I have Xavi Simons to Tottenham Hotspur for £51 million. Spurs were right at the finish to sign both Morgan Gibbs-White and Eberechi Eze, but got neither. Yet they somehow ended with an even better player. After the Bournemouth game, Spurs' lack of creative talent was evident. The injuries to James Maddison and Kulusevski obviously don't help, and they desperately needed someone who can carry their offensive unit and progress the ball out of their own half. With his technical skill set on the ball, ability to dribble out of tight spaces to progress the ball out of his own third, and creativity to break the lines finding his teammates in space, Xavi Simons is perfect for that role. He would not only be their best player right now, but he's also only 22, so he can continue to develop under Thomas Frank, becoming their franchise star, or be sold on for monumental profit. Then at number 4, I have Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich for £65 million. This may seem odd because he is 28 years old and will have little sell-on value once his time at the club is done. However, I put Diaz at 4 because he fills a positional void that Bayern have been lacking for ages. For the last 3-4 years, Bayern have desperately needed a left winger, with Coman always injured, Sané's inconsistencies, and Gnabry's regression. And now, they have signed one of the best wingers in the world, at the peak of his prime. His age also isn't that big of a problem because Bayern seem to be in a win-now mode with a majority of their core, like Harry Kane, Joshua Kimmich, and Jonathan Tah, all being essentially 30 years old. With Olise on the right, Musiala in the middle, and Kane up front, the addition of Diaz on the left leaves Bayern with one of the deadliest attacks in Europe. This signing massively improves Bayern's chances of winning the Champions League this season. And if they do win, we may even look back and see Diaz as the signing of the summer. Now at number 3, I have Matheus Cunha to Manchester United for £62 million. It may seem controversial putting Cunha this high on the list, but in my opinion, Cunha is the exact type of player that Man United need right now. Obviously, Man United are still so weak in other positions like central midfield and goalkeeper, but don't let those deficiencies distract you to how good of a signing this is. This team had so many problems that they couldn't fix it all in one window, even if they wanted to, but they solved their biggest issue from last season with this signing. Last season, United didn't have any speed, athleticism, or directness in their attack. But with Cunha, they get all these attributes in just one player. It's not even just about the numbers he's posted in the Premier League. It's about the eye test and what you see him do on the pitch. He takes on every defender at any opportunity he gets and can create chances even when nothing is ticking in the squad, which United could definitely use. He only progresses the ball forward and looks so comfortable on the ball in an attacking midfielder role, but can also thrive on either wing or even as a striker. His versatility, flair, and technical ability all make him the perfect 10 for Ruben Amorim's system. Moreover, the pressure of being at Man United won't get to him. He has this tangible sort of arrogance and confidence where he thinks he's always the best player on the pitch, and he firmly believes he can be the one to turn this horrid Man United situation around. Now at number 2, I have Dean Huijsen to Real Madrid for £50 million. One of the best center backs in the world right now, and he's not even 21 yet. One of the best distributors of the ball I've seen at the center back position in the last decade, maybe since Mats Hummels or Van Dijk in the 2010s. His defensive IQ is already at such a high level as well, while not having much experience as a starter in top leagues, and he'll only get better defensively as he improves his physique. He can read the game so well, and it almost feels like he's never out of position defensively, whether he was playing in a low block, a high line, or in transition defense at Bournemouth. Real Madrid also desperately needed more class and youth in defense, so Huijsen fills the biggest gap in their team while still being a developing product. He has so much room to grow, yet he's already the starting center back for Madrid and the Spanish national team. His potential is boundless, and I believe he will become the first center back to be valued over 100 million. Finally, in number 1, I have the signing of Florian Wirtz to Liverpool for £116 million. Definitely the biggest name and talent that switched teams this summer. Florian Wirtz is a true world-class player and arguably a top 10 player in the world during his time in the Bundesliga. His play was so magical during Leverkusen's 2024 Invincible League campaign that I genuinely believed he deserved to be top 3 in the Ballon d'Or race that season. He hasn't had the greatest of starts for Liverpool against Bournemouth and Newcastle, but there is absolutely no denying the quality that he has. Once Liverpool returned to a possession-heavy style of play, controlling games like they did last season, Wirtz will get up and running, as that suits his game a lot more than their current chaotic football. With his level already being so high, people also forget that he's only 22 years old and can still improve the weak points in his game. Many analysts last year, like Jamie Carragher, were even claiming Liverpool's biggest need for improvement was at the attacking midfielder position, but I'm sure none of them would have expected they could sign someone of Florian Wirtz's quality. Now that they've signed him, he's made Liverpool odds-on favorites for the Premier League and probably for the Champions League as well. Florian Wirtz is one of the most technically gifted players in modern football, to the point where he makes £116 million look like a bargain, which is why he is the best transfer of this window in my opinion. If you like this kind of football content, please like and subscribe.